Welcome back to beautiful Camp Daryl. Today I just want to show y'all how to make one of these firewood racks. Now I just emptied out one of these racks and moved it to the front of my property so it's easier to offload the firewood from my pickup truck. The way I'm doing it now, I have to take 8 to 10 loads in my wagon per rack to get the firewood back there. So I decided to move them to the front as I empty them out, just so I'm not tying up my pickup truck all day trying to get firewood to the back. The only downside I see in this is they're going to be visible from the road, and this is oak firewood I usually get, so it takes about 2 years to season it right. And I'd hate to go, season my firewood for 2 years, be ready to burn it. Somebody comes and loads their truck up with it when I'm not there, and then all my good seasoned firewood's gone. So that's the only downside I see to moving it up front. But anyway, I'm way off subject. You want to see how to make this thing? Here we go. Now the materials you're going to need are two 10-foot 4x4 pressure treated boards. You're also going to need two 10-foot long pressure treated 2x4s, and you're going to cut those in half. And that's kind of part of the beauty of this rack, is the only tool you're going to need is a handsaw to make your two cuts. You're going to cut your two by fours in half, and you're going to need 3 cinder blocks. Now the first thing you're going to do is lay out your cinder blocks, and if your ground's not level, you might have to get a shovel out there. And I don't know, I've put these on pretty unlevel ground, and I've only had one fall over, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Well, no, I guess I'll just tell you now. I used 2x4s on the bottom where I should have used my I should have used 4x4s, but that's how a lot of people were making them, and I wanted to see if I can get away with 2x4s, and it didn't work out. So use 4x4s. That way your boards won't turn over like mine did. Okay, your next step is to lay your 4x4s across your cinder blocks. And this is where you may need to level out the blocks a little bit if your boards are seesawing or whatever. Now, after you've cut your 2x4s in half, you want to place those in the holes of the cinder block like this. And I prefer to place them on the inside of the 4x4s. That way it gives you a wider base and your firewood's less likely to tip over. But like I said, my ground's pretty uneven everywhere I go on my property, and I've never leveled anything out. I might have leveled one out a little bit with a shovel, but other than when I used 2x4s instead of 4x4s, I've never had one tip over on me. They're pretty stable, but I would definitely put the 2x4s on the inside of the 4x4s, because that's where you need your stability, is that big base. Now make sure you do not put your 2x4s flat like this. You want that thickness of the board to be supporting that firewood. If you put them flat like this, they're going to snap. There's no strength in this position, especially that one there on the right with the big old knot in it. But they will snap. I've seen it happen before to other people. So make sure you put them where the thickness of the 2x4 is what's supporting the wood. This will snap. Now, once you have everything assembled correctly, it should look like this. Now, you can certainly nail the boards if you want to, but you don't need to. You don't need to fasten it, screws, anything. Once you put that firewood in there, that weight is going to keep everything secure. It's going to be sturdy. So if you ever want to move in the future, it'll be much easier to move. I took this one apart from the back, moved it in 2 trips with the help of my wagon. And super easy because nothing was nailed. So I wouldn't nail it. Now, just to show you what one of these racks will hold, I drive a Ford F-150 with a 6.5-foot bed. And this is a full, truck load of firewood. And this is what it looks like when you get get it all in the rack. Now these sticks are look like they've been cut about 24 inches. The standard size for firewood is usually 16 inches, so these were cut a little bit long. So if you have shorter firewood, you're gonna have obviously more logs, so it'll fill it out a little bit taller. So you can see with these with this design, you got a little bit space to work with at the top. So, and in this video, I'm just showing how sturdy the rack is, giving it a good shake, getting all the ends there, good shake, and you can see how sturdy it is once you get that weight on there. So no need to nail it. Now I've been extremely satisfied with this design, and I think you will be too. It's not very expensive. You may even have some of the material laying around already. It's super easy to break down and move if you want to move the rack. It's very secure, very sturdy. And if I decide to add more racks later, this will be the design I use. I love building campfires. My favorite thing about winter. Campfires are one of our oldest forms of entertainment, and I love to cook on a campfire. In my opinion, nothing tastes better than when it's cooked over a campfire. So definitely recommend you building some of these racks, getting you up some firewood, have you enough where you can, have a rack to pull from, and then have some racks that are just sitting for a couple of years. You don't want to buy your firewood. I've never, even when people advertise they have seasoned firewood, I've never bought anything that was truly seasoned, especially oak. It takes, you really want to let it sit for a minimum of a year. It starts burning pretty good, but 2 years, in my opinion, is a sweet spot. So get out there, build you some of these racks, season your firewood. That way you don't have to worry about looking for quote unquote seasoned firewood. I've never purchased anything that was actually seasoned. Anyway, I already said that. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it wasn't too long and boring. I know I don't seem to get to the point too often, but anyway, I'm there now. So see you in the next video. Bye.